Today, I want to talk about something that might make some Western manufacturers a little bit uncomfortable. I was looking at my station this morning and then I realized I haven't touched any of my bishops or my FK ions in months. These are machines that I saved up for months. I worked hard for them and I practically worshipped them for years. They were the gold standard, but right now they are sitting in the drawer. Instead, I'm reaching out for machines that cost a fraction of the price. Machines made in China. These are machines that are not just good for the money. They are also somewhat technically outmatching the legends. Today we're going a little bit deep into the geopolitics of the tattoo machine. We're going to talk about how China is systematically taking over the tattoo industry, just like it did with electrical vehicles and consumer technology. We're going to discuss the death of the luxury boutique brands and the democratization of high-costing tools, or rather expensive tools, and what this specifically means for the future of your craft when the barrier to entry keeps getting lowered or finally collapses. Let's start with the geopolitical context. If you follow global markets, you have seen the patterns. China doesn't just enter a market, they absorb it. They started with these low-end starter kits that we all used to laugh at. They were basically Amazon junk that ruined the skin. But while we all laughed, they were busy reinvesting. They applied the same systematic approach that they used with electrical vehicles. They controlled the supply chain, they mastered the brushless motor technology, and they cut out the middleman and the marketing fluff that adds $600 to a Western machine's price tag. In the West, they have this luxury tax. You're basically paying for the brand, the California or European headquarters, the elite pro team sponsorships. But China doesn't care about the cool factor. They only care about technical specifications. And right now, the spec sheet on a $300 disruptor machine is making a $1,500 flagship machine look like an antique. We need to discuss motor efficiency and battery integration. For years, Western machine manufacturers treated wireless power as an add-on, a bulky battery pack that you stuck at the back of your rotary machine. The Chinese manufacturers built the machine around the battery. They realized cleverly that a tattoo artist is essentially a mobile worker. We need balance, we need haptic feedback, and we need digital precision that doesn't require an extra $500 power supply add-on. When I use my Bishop, I kind of feel the heritage. But when I use one of my latest Chinese pens, I feel the innovation. The hit is more consistent, the voltage sag is non-existent, and the ergonomics are designed for the modern pen-style machine. Grip that realism and fine line work demand. The implication here is massive. If the tools are no longer the gatekeeper or gatekeepers, then the only thing that truly separates a master from an amateur is skill in its raw form. The gear gap is closing, and it's closing fast, and it's fascinating to experience and watch in real time. But then we also need to take a step back and maybe discuss the ethical and cultural friction that these changes are presenting. There's a lot of talk in the industry and in other industries about cloning and or stolen IP. And look, we have to be honest. Early Chinese manufacturers or manufacturing was obviously copying Western designs. That is a fact. But I feel like we are past that stage now to an extent. We are seeing original engineering in some of these newer machines. We are seeing brands like CNC, Dragonhawk, even Ambition move past copycats to category leaders. So the question we need to ask is that, is a machine good because it was made in a specific zip code? Or is the best machine the one that allows the artist in a developing economy to produce world-class art without going into debt for a year. By making high-end tools accessible, China has efficiently and effectively democratized the industry. They have taken the power out of the elite shops and put it in the hands of the individual creators. As a professional with about 11 years in the game, this both makes me nervous but excites me also at the same time. So what does the future look like? We're moving towards a world where big brands are going to have to start justifying their price tags. And this would also mean justifying their existence, because they're not going to be able to survive off of legacy alone. They're going to have to out-innovate the disruptors, or they might become museum pieces. For you as an artist or aspiring artist, this is the golden age. You have access to precision tools that were unthinkable a decade ago. But this also means that the competition is going to be much more fiercer. When everyone has a Ferrari, the winner is the one who best knows how to drive. Thanks for sticking with me up until this point. I'd really like to hear your views and opinions about this specific issue in the comment section below. I haven't had a lot of people talking about it on the internet, so I figured it would be an interesting topic to shoot a video about and maybe have some sort of discussion going. And maybe some of the legacy manufacturers might start putting out more innovative solutions to remain relevant, or maybe they have to change their business strategies. I don't know. I'm just a guy with a tattoo machine. Now I got a camera. But until next time,